We know it can jump. We know it's fast on a dirt track, but Ford's biggest, baddest, and brawniest Ranger is about to face its toughest challenge yet. Family.
Dad, how much longer? Where's Mom?
Ford's Ranger Raptor has been out for a few years now, and we all know it's a wonderfully capable performance car that ticks a lot of boxes. But as a do-it-all vehicle, how does it stack up as a daily driver, doing all the things that you and your family normally would? In this video, I'm going to run you through all the great things about living with a 2024 Ford Ranger Raptor and all the not so good things. So let's do this, shall we? The Ford Ranger Raptor will set you back a not insubstantial $90,440 before on-road costs, easily making it the most expensive Ranger you can buy today. In fact, the cheapest Ranger is less than half the price of the Raptor. But then again, you don't get all of this car's party tricks, do you?
Of course, there's that cracker petrol V6 up front and the tricked out suspension that floats the Raptor over bumps like a cloud, but I'll talk more in depth about those in a second. The standard equipment list is long and generous and covers everything you would want in a modern family car. On the outside, the Raptor is fitted with adaptive LED headlights, exterior zone lighting, power folding and adjustable mirrors, side steps, a spray-in bed liner, and a lockable tailgate that comes with lift assistance. But inside, there's dual zone climate control, rear air vents, and rear privacy glass to keep all occupants happy, as well as a leather steering wheel and shifter, keyless entry, push button start, heated front seats, leather and suede accented cabin, power adjustable driver's seat, interior ambient lighting, 5 USB charging ports, rain sensing wipers, and a wireless smartphone charger to make life a little bit more convenient. There's also a 12.4-inch digital instrument cluster that is customizable, as well as a 12-inch infotainment touchscreen with inbuilt satellite navigation, digital radio, and wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto connectivity. The Raptor is also fitted with 17-inch wheels, wrapped in massive all-terrain tyres, meaning it's impossible to curb the wheels while parking.
Dad, did you just hit something?
Nope.
This test car also comes fitted with a power roller shutter option, adding $3,800 to the asking price. But let's be honest, if you were going to get a Ranger Raptor as a family car, you would need this option, otherwise your school bags, groceries, and pram would get soaked in a downpour. Is spending $90,000 on a family car too much? Probably, but that really should depend on your situation. The Ranger Raptor, though, can do things that other popular family cars like the Toyota RAV4 and Mazda CX-5 simply can't, including cart around some furniture and blasting down a dirt track. If you think about it, it's almost like the Ranger Raptor is pulling double duty, as a family car during the week and as an adventure car during the weekend. So you kind of get two cars for the price of one. At least that's how I justify it to my partner.
But if you don't think the Raptor is the right family car for you, or you're looking at a more traditional model like that aforementioned Toyota RAV4 or Mazda CX-5, you can browse hundreds of models for sale on Drive Marketplace.
Standing the Raptor apart from the rest of the Ranger lineup are fatter fenders, a bulging bonnet, and a unique Ford-stamped front grille. The off-road tyres and jacked up ride height also make the Raptor look a bit like a monster truck, which speaks to the little child inside all of us. At the rear, there are also dual exhaust outlets, which, if I'm being honest, sound absolutely awesome in its loudest setting.
What do you reckon? Sounds pretty cool, doesn't it, son?
What? My ears! Part of the Raptor's appeal, though, is the tray in the back, which is more than enough room to accommodate your family's daily carries, such as a pram, nappy bag, groceries, and more.
With a tray measuring 1,541 millimeters long at the floor and 1,578 millimeters wide, the Raptor actually has the biggest bed of any dual cab Ranger. So there's no problem in terms of space for family gear and more. And with a 717 kilogram payload capacity, there's plenty of leeway for a family of 5 and stuff in the tray. Keep in mind though, there are some compromises when using a ute tray instead of a traditional boot, such as items rattling around more than usual. It means that when you get to your destination, the pram or groceries might not be in the same place you left them. There are tie-down points to keep things from moving, but it's such a hassle to constantly strap down items every time you have to go anywhere.
At least you'll be able to get your kids to school on time thanks to this stonking 3-litre twin-turbo petrol V6 engine.
It's one of the biggest engines available from factory in any dual cab 1-ton ute in Australia, and punches out a sports car scaring 292 kilowatts and 583 newton meters. Drive is sent to all 4 wheels through a 10-speed automatic transmission, which enables a 0 to 100 km/h acceleration time in just 6 seconds, making it quicker than a Mazda MX-5, Toyota GR86, and Subaru BRZ.
And we all know that with big power comes a big fuel bill. With the Ranger Raptor tipping the scales at nearly 2.5 tons, it's certainly no lightweight. And that big hefty V6 in this wide body returns a fuel consumption figure of 11.5 litres per 100 kilometres.
In my week with the car, I averaged significantly higher at 16.2 litres per 100 kilometres, as most of my driving was in the inner city, commuting to and from work and dropping the kids off to school.
This is the Ranger Raptor's Achilles heel as a daily driver. With an 80-litre fuel tank and a recommendation of 98 grade petrol, it could cost upwards of $150 to fill this beast. And in a cost of living crisis, well, is that too much to spend? But of course, a family car has to always be accommodating for passengers in the front and second row. And here, the Ranger Raptor, well, it's got room to spare. From the front seats, the Raptor is a comfortable, even pleasant place to be, thanks to these wonderfully supportive sports seats. There's even suede inserts so you don't slide around too much on the leather in a corner, and the coloured accenting is a really nice racy touch. The Raptor is also fitted with a 12-inch infotainment touchscreen that's orientated in a portrait format, and it's got all the functionality that you want, like wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto, as well as inbuilt satellite navigation and digital radio. But there's also a Sketchpad app, so you can keep the little ones entertained in the back or simply jot down your shopping list.
Backing up the infotainment system is a 12.4-inch digital instrument cluster that displays information clearly and succinctly, perfect for when your attention is split between what's going on ahead and a crying child in the back.
Wah! There's also a generous amount of storage space up here, including door pockets that will take large bottles. You've got a deep underarm storage cubby here. There's 2 cup holders for your coffees, a wireless smartphone charging tray, and a 2-tiered glove box for your family snacks.
In the rear, there is also heaps of room for adults, as well as space for car seats. A set of 2 ISOFIX points can be found in the rear outboard seats, as well as top tether anchorage points to match. But keep in mind that this is a dual cab ute, so installing a car seat isn't as simple as it is in a hatchback or SUV. The top tether anchor point is behind the backrest, so you have to try to get the hook in while the car seat is blocking you from easily accessing it. It really is a test of patience. Back here, there is also space for a bottle in the door, air vents to keep occupants cool, and a fold-down armrest.
The Ford Ranger is already one of the best driving utes you can buy today, largely thanks to its SUV-like characteristics. But the Raptor, it's even better. This is largely due to the long travel Fox suspension, which is unique to the Raptor, and is designed to make this car go fast on a dirt track. The side effect of that though is that on the road, the Raptor rides supremely well, soaking up bumps and road imperfections with ease. This suspension can take an absolute pounding. It means no big jolts are transmitted into the cabin, even when going over rough road surfaces. And if you've got a baby in the back, well, the Raptor's suspension can rock them to sleep just as well as any crib. The Raptor also has communicative steering, which makes it fun to pilot around a corner. But in its normal setting, I do find it's a little bit too heavy for daily use, so as soon as I jump in, I like to switch it over to comfort. Oh, that's another good thing about the Raptor. Not only can the steering be tweaked, but the suspension and the exhaust can also be individually modified, so you can find the perfect setup for you. Keep the suspension on normal, the steering on comfort, and the exhaust on quiet, and it's almost like you're just driving any other regular ute. That is until you poke the throttle and rouse that sonorous V6. With 292 kilowatts and 583 newton meters, the Ranger Raptor isn't just quick for a ute, it's just quick full stop. There's only a handful of cars out there where you can fit the entire family and have such potent performance on tap. It's also just really fun to ring out that V6 all the way up to its 6,200 RPM, and it makes coming away at the lights or speeding up to merge an absolute breeze. Be aware though, there is quite a bit of wind and road noise that is thrown into the cabin. So if you want the quietest, most comfortable cabin available, this car isn't it. And drivers also have to keep in mind the hefty size of the Raptor, lest they scratch it in that family staple drive-through. Well, technically you can live with the Ford Ranger Raptor every day. The real question is, should you? It's expensive, it's thirsty as heck, and without a traditional boot, your gear just ends up everywhere. Yes, there is enough space to accommodate a family, and yes, it is really fun to drive, but there are more important things to consider in a family car, like safety, ease of parking, and fuel economy. Don't get me wrong, me and my family have had a blast in this car, but would I buy one? Not as my primary family car. If you've liked this video, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and that bell notification icon to stay on top of all of Drive's latest YouTube content. And for the full written review, you can head to Drive.com.au.